Hello, folks. Welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic. This video is presented to you by your faculty, Sushma KP. So, what is the topic that we are looking into today? Trump trade war. Massive sell off at Wall Street begins as global markets take a plunge because Trump tariffs have sparked recession debates. In this video, we will be looking into as to why is it in use, what is the relevance of it to UPSC, that is your GS paper 2. At the same point on, we will also be discussing how has this tariff concept affected US economy. At the same point of time, what is the potential impact for other economies, let's say North American allies, let's say Asian countries, more specifically how it impacts on India. And we will also be discussing about what are these tariffs that he imposed in the first place, and is India in that list, or is India in the safe zone? These are all the course of topics we will be discussing. Look at this. Economists warn that prolonged tariffs could further slow economic growth and drive up consumer prices. Before we start the video, we have an announcement from Legacy IAS Academy, wherein for anyone who is targeting for Prelims 2025, we have started a comprehensive current affair compilation specific for your 2025 prelims. Now, if anyone wants to be learning about mains answer writing, word content, etc., we've started your Impact 2025 program. The link for both of these will be provided in the description box below. Do check that out. Coming back to the topic. Look at this. US stocks lose $4 trillion after Trump's recession hint. Now, this is not a small amount, $4 trillion. Now, look at the after effects. When this news was announced, yes, the stock market is plummeting, investors are afraid. Donald Trump goes on to tell that it is a period of transition. We are bringing wealth back to America. Despite he telling this, it hasn't stopped any of the, or it hasn't alleviated, it hasn't removed the fears from the investors. In fact, it has set in a period of uncertainty in everywhere. By everywhere, we mean North America, Europe, Asia. All right, so you name it, it has it. Where did it all start? Why did this concept of your trade, now this tariffs, and then again your USA stock market falling, where did it all start? Trump issued aggressive tariffs on Mexico, Canada, China. Your experts are claiming that yes, it's not like he once put tariffs, it's done. No, again next week, for the way that we are discussing now, again next week he is imposing, that is, he is going to be imposing additional tariffs on these countries. Your experts are claiming your excessive tariffs is going to put USA into recession, and he himself has hinted that this is just a transition phase. That is what we saw in the first slide. He's just claiming it is a transition phase. We are going to bring back so much wealth into the country that people are not going to know what to do with that wealth. But let's say your Yale studies have pointed out very differently that it could mean a loss of thousand odd dollars of monthly income for your US families. So your investors are looking at a very bleak, uncertain future. Look at this. Just look into these news. An American recession. Donald Trump's tariff have rekindled possibilities of US economic slowdown. Trump tariffs, recession fears, slam US market, wiping out 4 trillion in value. Is US recession on cards? Donald Trump makes chilling predictions. The latest on Trump's presidency has deadline to avoid government. So basically, every single one is afraid of your what could this possible tariff attack mean for their country, mean for their region. So this has started in such a manner that what initially started out as protectionist tendency by US has now been reciprocated by other countries. Only you can do protectionist tendency for your country, now I will also do. You are posing me with tariff, now I will counter you with retaliatory tariffs. Understanding? Now look at this. The most hit were the tech stocks. That is, why is Tesla stock plummeting? 91% election rally gains erased. Hits lowest level since November 2024. Look at this. 125 billion MCAP gone in a day. Tesla tumbles most since 2020. Look at this. US market Nasdaq crashes 497 points. Dow gives up 650 points. Every single possible top stocks. Now look at this. Apple, Tesla, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, everything has had significant hit. Now while this is going on, your US president claims US will be so rich they won't know how to spend it. Now, whether this promise is going to become a reality or whether the tariff is going to bring the downfall on, that is, it would bring a recession on US itself, is now yet to be seen. Your experts have predicted that your rising inflation, slow growth are going to definitely be impacted by the rising tariffs. If you see, many of the comedy talk show hosts will be there, right? Every country pe. So you would see people in US criticizing, commenting, and also making fun of your eggs. Eggs, why? Because you're telling eggs ka prices have increased, automobile ka prices have increased, houses ka prices have increased. The joke so on goes on to tell that Trump's tariff policy is good. He is becoming playing a smart game. Now, this is what the comedian is telling. Just listen to this joke. So, wherein the comedian tells that it is a smart move that Trump is doing this tariffs thing because this has raised the automobile prices. Now, if you can't own automobiles, then you can't complain about the gas prices. Okay, so these are all the surrounding jokes. Now, light-hearted manner play. Let's just take it where it is happening that the increasing tariffs that they are doing for other countries is impacting their country itself. Is what they are trying to showcase here. Look at this. This is what Trump says with regard to his rising tariff. This is a period of transition because what we are doing is very big. We are bringing wealth back to America, and that's a big thing. Your White House spokesperson is also defending Trump's policies despite economic uncertainty that the world is facing. President Trump delivered historic job, wage, and investment growth in his first term, and he's set to do so again. But whereas if you see what he did for USA job, wage growth, etc., his tariff plans are not just affecting US, it is affecting the Asian markets also. Look at this. According to BBC News, Japan's Nikkei dropped 2.5%, so South Korea's Kospi fell 2.3%, Australia's S&P declined by 1.8%. So it is a chain effect wherein you trigger one place, it has its effects everywhere. And that is what we are seeing with this alarming, exaggerated tariffs. And with this, Trump has also told that there are more additional tariffs which are going to be coming along the way. Look at this. The new fresh tariffs that he is going to impose is on the coming weekday. It is on Canada on its steel imports and aluminium imports. If you see US, it takes in 16% of the steel imports and 43% of aluminium imports. And Canada braces for tariffs. Now, each country he keeps on putting tariffs. One of the main thing, the first set which were to be affected by his tariff policies were your Canada, Mexico, and China. Each one of them have tried to retaliate in their own manner. The first set of tariffs pay, India was not there. Even though he has criticized India excessively for India's tariff policy, but India was still not on the first set. On February 1st, 2025, Donald Trump signed an executive order issuing tariffs on the countries. Mainly, he said he was doing this was to curb the illegal fentanyl production and illegal migration. What is this fentanyl production? See, one thing is your pain reducing drugs, oxycodone, etc., will be there, right? According to your US, even just 2 milligram of fentanyl in your drug medicine is considered to be fatal. But in this illicit production, the drugs in the form of simple, let's consider like a blue tablet, it consists of 8 milligrams of fentanyl. It is the most common abused drug. In a year alone, 75,000 Americans have lost their lives because of fentanyl. So he said this was the measures to keep your illegal fentanyl production and illegal migration at check. Wherein the way he started was the first round, he imposed tariffs on 10% of all the imports from China, 25% on imports from Canada, 25% on imports from Mexico, additional 10% on your energy products on your Canada, like your oil, gas, etc. Now, when he did this tariff policy, the countries retaliated with the tariffs. For example, if you see with regard to Canada, it responded back with 25% of tariffs. And also, look at this. Your experts have claimed that your Canada off shelving is worse than its tariff policy, which means what? Look at this. This is a supermarket logo sign that you can find in Canada. We are no longer selling liquor from the USA. Ask us about some great local and Canadian alternatives. First and foremost thing, your alcohol, fruit, these things are very much taken, yes, but those things itself are swept off from the shelves. This is going to impact US more badly. Your experts are claiming that this will affect more than its tariff for USA. Your Mexico president has rejected your Trump's statement telling where Mexican government is linked with criminal organization and has also announced retaliatory tariffs. Now, when we speak about your China, when China and USA start on going full on full trade tariffs on each other, trade tariff, retaliatory trade tariff, we are going to end up in your trade war, full fledged trade war. What is the impact of these kind of tariffs that the president of USA, Donald Trump, is imposing? First thing is it could lead to economic risks and inflation concerns. US president is telling it is going to bring so much wealth into USA that people are going to be so rich. Americans are going to be so rich that they don't even know what they will do with that money and where to spend that money. Whereas your Yale's lab estimates, budget lab estimates points out that average US household could lose almost $1,170 in income. Another thing is because of his increased protectionist tendency, now the countries are also retaliating, telling the same thing. And your experts have pointed out that constantly, if you see why Trump is doing, if he answers, he tells it is for jobs, he's going to bring employment back. But the tariffs and your employment are not actually having much of a relation, is what your experts have claimed. But rather, it could make your products more costlier and then it would affect the consumers in a different manner. Another thing is when tariff is imposed on your China specifically, especially Donald Trump's first term, this did happen, right? There was an ongoing trade war, wherein India said that it will be benefiting from the trade tariffs that USA will put on China. Why? Because then Chinese products will become costlier. Then India will be appearing as a reliable and a better option compared to your Chinese products. And yes, it did benefit from your trade war with your USA and China, but we cannot tell that India is out of the safe zone. They are very much critical. Your US President Donald Trump is very much critical about the trade tariffs that India is putting, and now in 2025 budget we have reduced it also, the tariffs. But at the same point of time, there are certain particular sections which can be a potential risk for India too. Before that, if you see what is India's position in US trade deficit, it is standing at the ninth position. Whereas if you see for your China, it is at 30% of trade deficit, whereas ours is just 3.2%. Your Mexico is at 19%. Your Canada is at 14.5%. Okay, we're somewhere ninth in the list. Now, these three are the largest trading partners. I said there are potential risk sectors for India that it should consider. That is your pharmaceuticals, gems and jewels, your fisheries. Okay, so India is definitely not out of the safe zone. We cannot assume that, yes, like in the first term of Donald Trump, India will benefit off of your US trade war with China. Potential issues are also there where India might be getting affected in a negative manner. This is it about your tariffs of your USA and its associated issues. We have reached the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it along with your friends. Thank you.